Welcome to Positive Atheism English channel. Today in our program I am going to read out you regarding the scientific outlook written by Dr. Narendra Dabholkar, an anti-superstition activist and a rationalist. In our last episode regarding the scientific thinking and scientific outlook, I have read you out the first two aspects, that is right manner and autonomy. Today I am going to read out you regarding Inquisitiveness and Fearlessness and Modesty, the three elements. The third aspect, Inquisitiveness, means to search keenly. I shall ask you two questions that are not mine and have been asked earlier. In the summer, some people store water in a black earthen pot while others use a red pot. Now the question is, does the water in the black pot become cooler than that in the red pot? The second question is the one that was addressed by the king of Sicily to his courtiers. He asks, if a live fish is put in a vessel filled to the brim with water, the water does not overflow, whereas it spills out on putting a dead fish into it. What is the reason? I give 1 minute to think and answer. Would any of you like to answer these questions? The answers in general that we get are, since black color absorbs more heat than the red, water in the black pot remains less cool than that in the red one. A live fish floats in the water and also absorbs oxygen from the water, while the dead fish sinks to the bottom and displaces it, which then spills out. The wise courtiers of Sicily too gave the same answers. But nobody ever thought as to who observed these phenomena and on what basis were such conclusions drawn. We are given to believe whatever we are told. Water filled in a vessel to the brim ought to spill whether you put a dead fish in it or a live one. Similarly, how cool the water will be depends on how porous the pot is and how much water from the outer surface of the pot evaporates and not on the color of the pot. We instantly start reacting to whatever is presented before us instead of keenly verifying the facts, which is not appropriate for any field of life. The fourth criteria, fearlessness. The fourth criterion of scientific outlook is fearlessness. When one tells a scientific truth of which he is convinced, he becomes the victim of the anger of the upholders of the prevailing system. In such a situation, whether you can tell the truth of which you are convinced fearlessly or not is put to test. When Socrates tried to tell such a truth, he was sentenced to death. He was told to go to the adjacent room and the drink poison kept there in a cup. He drank it calmly. When you are out in search of truth, you ought to be unafraid of the consequences. You should be ready to pay the price of your search, whatever it be. This path of search of truth is the path demanded by the scientific outlook, which fearlessness is utterly necessary. The scientific truth need not necessarily belong to the field of physical science. It may be from the social field. 60 years back, there was a man in Pune who earnestly tried to tell people that our nation is in danger as the population is growing without any control. We have got to adopt family planning in order to curb this runaway growth. Nobody listened to him then. In fact, he was called a lunatic. The words family planning and birth control are found in our everyday vocabulary now. But in those days, they were considered dirty. Who was this courageous man who used these so-called dirty words in those days? He was the son of Bharat Ratna Dondapati Karve. He was hauled into the court of law for using the words family planning and population control, writing articles on them and propagating them. He, however, never stopped propagating family planning in order to control population, come what may. He boldly told the truth, and had we paid heed to what he said, our nation would not have been coping with this enormous problem. We would have overcome this difficulty long back. And the fifth criterion was modesty. The fifth characteristic of the scientific outlook is humbleness or modesty. Science is always humble. Religion boasts that it gives the correct answer and the answer that it gives is the final one. Religion does not need to go beyond what it knows. everyone should accept the explanations given by religious authority as it tells the final truth. Science, on the contrary, always admits that its knowledge at any given time is limited. The conclusions science drawn are on the basis of the evidence available up to that date. In case something different becomes known, science is ready to change its opinions. Science being humble, its very characteristic is to change its opinion in the light of new research and new evidence. Religion is not and was never so humble. Religion has a prophet, and the word of the prophet is the final truth. And here ends our article on Scientific Outlook, written by Dr. Narendra Dabholkar. And in our next episode, I shall be reading out to you regarding why is scientific outlook absent in our society. Thank you.
For more videos, please subscribe to our Positive Atheism English channel presented by Dr. Samaram Multi-Channel Network, which is nearby 20 crore views. Please like, subscribe and share our videos, and for notification of our new videos, please click the bell icon.
Please download Samaram Multi-Channel app and watch your favorite channels from your mobile. App available on Google Play Store and subscribe to the channels.